What time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, he's back from the dead. Your show. Putting it on the map, yeah. Saskatoon. Right next to New York. New York. Yeah, what show, yeah. Your show. What time is it? Your show. Yeah, time to talk some shit, yeah. Your show. Yeah, fun Maggie. Bark, bark, wolf, wolf, who wants a treat, yeah? Keep listening.
I'll tell you who wants a treat. Maggie does. She just got one. And that means that it is showtime. We have paid our beautiful actress, Marge, full name, Maggie Old Ben Kenobi Nickel. And she's ready to go. That must mean it is 4 o'clock. Happy Thursday to you. I am your busty host, Gary. This is your show, and I hope you have had a lovely day up to this point. I hope it only gets better for you, as Maggie is now trying to walk off. Hey, girl, get back on your spot. Come on. You know we can replace you. We can replace you quite easily, as we have my main man, the Phenom, on the ones and twos today. Maggie doesn't believe me that we can replace her. Hey, nice wave, by the way. I like that. But I'm going to show her exactly how easy it is to replace someone like Marge with our first guest of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for tentatively named Jake. Yeah, the crowd goes wild or mild, depending on who you ask, as we put the call out yesterday to name this plant. And Jake seems to be the front runner, as Jake is a snake plant, is what I'm learning. And that seems to be where the naming is going right now. As Uncle Brando said yesterday on the show, if you want to name the plant, feel free to let someone know. We don't like, I shouldn't say we. The boys get so mad at me for hating on comments so much, but we all know comments are just a toxic environment for people to just put all their hate out there. So we're not big fans of those things. We do appreciate any and all support, though. Jake, what do you think about comments and people? Whoa, 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 Jake! Come on now. You not screen this plant? No politics, no religion, bud. Keep it cool over there. Plants, am I right? Ridiculous. All right. Now let's get back to the real moneymaker. She's way off in the shadows, but she is there. Let's head on over to the Maggie Cam. There she is. Look at that puppy. Hey, so jealous of Jake, the snake planterts over there. Don't be jelly, Marge. Maggie Cam for our best buddies over at Pet Planet on 8th Street. Your pet's natural grocer, Mike and Rochelle, as well as Shar and Kirsten and Chris, always there, always happy to help you out with whatever you got going on. You have a bad day, go by, say hello, and your day will immediately get better. And not only that, their dog Leroy's in the house all the time as well. And Leroy, sorry puppies, Leroy is taken. Maggie is the one that has taken Leroy, and they are now dating. So it's a beautiful, beautiful relationship that we are all about as we watch it blossom. Look at her just hiding. What a happy dog, eh? So, you know, if you've got an animal, you're lucky. Just know that, and be sure to cherish every single second with that animal, as Marge and I tend to do. Like, look at that big dumb smile. They always say, like, the animal takes on the characteristics, the personality of the owner. And I'm not an owner. Like Marge and I, we're equal opportunity. We just love each other, but I feel like that's the face I make a lot as well. So, well said to Margaret. Pet Planet 8th Street, go check it out. Promise you will not be disappointed. Just the best time ever. All right, yeah, you need to calm down. We have a Thursday edition for you, and it is pre-taped heavily as two of our favorite guests stop by today. So we're going to roll right into that first one here and now, as we have our Thursday guy. He's back after a week off. Let's go ahead and run that one, Phenom. He's back. It's Thursday. CTV's Matt Young in the house. And not only are you back, brother, you brought something here that you got me very, very excited about.
Yeah. You know what? They say, you know, good things come to those who wait. So we had to wait last week. Unfortunately, sort of life calls sometimes, but I'm back. Absolutely. And we're going to have some fun today because this is going to be good. So, you know what? I love video games. Saskatoon loves video games.
What's not to love?
Saskatoon loves video games. So we're going to do something really cool today. We're going to try, maybe we could try and get Gary Nickel somehow in Super Mario 3.
The dream is about to become reality.
I
don't know what else
great.
to say. Like,
This is going to be great. This is going to be great. So a lot of you, if you follow me on Twitter, you'll see all kinds of video game modding. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you. We've been talking. How do you make those videos where it's like the blades of steel and you got the blades in it, or you got the riders in Tecmo Bowl? So what we're going to do is we can show you a little bit about that, and we're going to do a very, very basic thing that hopefully, cross my fingers, will work, because sometimes you can have technical glitches, but it should work.
This is slowly becoming learning with CTV's Matt
But
Young.
this is going to be neat because you can do this with anybody. So, and it won't take long. So right now I got a little program here, and what I've gone is if you want to zoom in just a little bit, this is a basic tile editing program that anybody can download if you want to start modding video games. So you'll see this on my Twitter account sometimes when we post like Saskatoon video game stuff.
It's
this
the
is,
coolest
this,
stuff.
This is really cool. So if you zoom in a little bit and you'll start to,
look?
yeah, that's a little better. Yeah, maybe if you zoom in just a tad more, just a
Got your
tad
beautiful
more.
face in there too. I don't want to.
No,
mess
that's
with it
okay.
too much.
That's okay. So what we're gonna do is right here. You can see me scrolling there. This is actually the code of the game.
It looks like the Matrix.
It looks
I
like
feel
the
like
Matrix.
we're in the Matrix.
We're in the Matrix. We're in the Matrix. And if you look down in the code of the game, you're going to notice some things. And what you're going to notice is down at the end here, you're going to see there's
There it is.
Super
I know that.
That's the title screen,
opening,
right?
yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take that and we're actually going to change it. And we're going to do this live right here on the Gary Nichols Show, because that's what we do. Live from Saskatoon, by the way.
There it is.
Live from Saskatoon.
That's how we roll.
What we got to do is we got to take all these and we're going to move them over to the right. So you're going to start to see the whole thing move over to the right. I just quickly click and all these move over to the right. And you're going to see that there. And then we go back over here. We're going to add the next row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Are those just pixels
8,
that you're sort of
9,
clicking, or what are we
10.
clicking on here?
So what are these are each one of these squares,
Yeah.
see this white square? That's called a tile.
Okay.
Right? And when you're actually playing a game, what you're looking at is you're looking at tiles. And those tiles have images on them that are made up of pixels, essentially.
That's so cool.
Right. So I'm going to do this. And if you're someone who's modded video games before, you've probably seen something like this. It's pretty basic, but this is really neat. Okay. So we got the word, right? I'm just going to put the word super there.
Super.
Okay. So normally it would say Super Mario World when Mario 3 comes out.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to change this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a paintbrush here, and I'm actually going to go around and I'm going to draw a little border around this. Okay, and the reason why I'm going to draw a little border is because you want to know where your workspace is, and this will be very important in just a moment, because what I'm going to do is we're going to delete this and make it blank. So we're going to take a tool here, and now we can doot, 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 and go all the way along, and we're just going to make this blank, right? So now it wouldn't say Mario World, it wouldn't say Super Mario World if you were load up Mario Brothers 3, which is a classic game. Absolutely. It would say Mario World. It just wouldn't have the word super in it. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take this. Now we've wiped all this clean. Yeah. There'd be nothing here if you were to load up the game. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do something really basic. We're just going to how about we put Gary Nichols? I'm just going to put G, A, right?
That's right. One R and a Y.
And then a Y. I'm doing this real fast. So my drawing ain't
this
great.
Is fantastic. How do you feel about Gary's with 2 R's?
We can do 2. Why do you want to?
No.
Okay,
I'm just curious. I don't meet too many Garys.
You know what? I mean, the 2R guys are pretty good. I mean, I don't know. You can't. I like the 2R people.
Hey,
right?
No hating here.
There's Matthew with 1 T. Mine has a 2, right?
Absolutely.
And there's Matt, and then there's Maddie, and then there's doormats and all those guys. So you can.
Hold on. Have you ever been called doormat?
Once in a while.
Gee whiz.
in a fun sort of way.
Okay.
And we got to put a C
Get
in
a little
there,
C
right?
in there. Yeah, just like
I'm
the coin.
sorry. No, we'll correct that. Boop boop.
This is so
boop.
Cool.
Okay, and what we'll do is there we go. It's
Gary's
Nickel, right.
a dying name. So if you're out there having a child, feel free to name them Gary.
Gary? Is it dying? It's not a dying name.
Big
is it
time.
really?
It's not
What?
a very cool name. Yeah, it's
No
associated
way.
with a lot of old guys.
I think Gary's a cool name.
I
think
appreciate
Gary's
that.
an awesome name.
I appreciate that
And then
very
we'll
much,
put
brother.
we'll try to put like a little. How about like a little happy face here?
Here we go.
Okay.
Yes.
That's not a very good happy face. There. Gary Nickel. Right? So we got Gary Nickel with a happy face. Now, what we're going to do is we got to take that, we got to write it back into the game. So what we go is down here in the right. You're going to see my little mouse here. I just go down here, right? And I just press this. And I go, you are about to save the file. The changes will change the file permanently. And I go, yes.
I'm always so scared to click those buttons.
So now what it'll start doing, whoops, did it do it? Yeah, there we go. You can see the little circle thing. It's going to, right there, right? See the little.
Yeah, she's rolling.
So it's now it usually takes a couple of minutes to save.
Okay.
Right. So it's going to take its time, right? But what's going to happen is essentially this is going to write, and what we're going to do is I'm going to open up a program, and if this works right, we should actually have Gary Nickel come up on the screen. And if you were to flash this to a cartridge, which you can do, there's ways to do that. We could show you that one day too.
Oh boy.
We could put it on a cartridge, you could stick it in a real NES system, and you would actually be playing Gary Nickel World, right?
See, this is what I'm talking about. When we get our Twitch stream is basically operational. We've done a couple of tests.
Oh, there you go. Well, we got to
so we
start
could
doing
move
this.
into this. Exactly what I'm saying.
Maybe we can say a lucky Twitch listener will put you in Super Mario World. Hey, we could do that.
We have the abilities now.
We have the abilities.
CTV's
All right.
Matt Young.
There you go, guys. There you go. More than just a news guy here.
Unbelievable. I love this. And that's another thing I love, how like your real job, it's a real job. And you do your real job. This is your passion. So for you to be able to showcase this,
it's fun.
Makes me so happy.
That's why I come here. I love
such a different side of you, which I appreciate.
There's always something new. Like there's always something different. It's never the same thing twice. Okay, so what we're gonna do is hopefully this has saved. Now I'm just going to whoops. I gotta take this now. Whoops, hold on a second. It should still work. It should still work.
Skynet, man, I talk all the time about how the internet just wants to ruin us.
It does try to. Okay, so now I'm going to open up this program called Dystopia. Okay. I got dependency files, that you don't really want to have to depend on. Okay, now we're going to open this, and we're going to see. Okay, now. Boop, 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 boop. So now we will play Super Mario 3 right now, and Gary Nickel Mario Brothers.
Where's my camera? Hold
Isn't
on,
that neat? Isn't that cool?
I'm getting my phone. I need a picture of that. Do not take that
there
off.
You go. I'll make it full screen.
This is great.
There you go. Oh. There you go. Isn't that neat? He's got to go get it, folks. So now we've got Gary Nickel Mario Brothers right there. On an actual NES game. And if you were to flash this to a cartridge, it would actually work. It would actually do it, right?
That's so cool.
Isn't that neat? So we can, if you want, we can zoom out on the camera now. Yes. So this is kind of like, this is what the world of modding, video game modding that I do right here in Saskatoon, right?
Literally.
Canada's greatest city. Canada's greatest city. Right here on the set of Paperboy. We could do Paperboy. Next time we could do some Paperboy.
This is what we do when you come in now. We just mod games. I love it.
We just play games and have fun.
That's so cool.
So there it is. So that and you can do that now if you want to get. Now we did that in like 10 minutes, right?
Literally.
Now, if we wanted to, it's obviously the artwork is not quite as good as the
Dude, I love it.
But we would take it and make it like that, right? So there you go. So that's really neat. So that's sort of an example of what I like to do right here in Saskatoon. But I like to do it with Saskatoon things.
That is it.
Because Saskatoon deserves to be in a video game.
Have any of our pro teams reached out to you yet to promote?
You know what? A lot of them retweet out my stuff.
Yep.
A lot of them, and you know what? Really, that's a conversation we can have. I do play-by-play for the Hilltops.
There we go.
So you're gonna start seeing a lot more Saskatoon Hilltop stuff. We're gonna start doing that. We're gonna put them in some video games and have some fun with that.
And you make sure I know and everyone else knows so we can all promote it as well.
There we go. Yeah, we'll do it.
This is important.
We'll
man.
do
This is cool shit that we're doing, and I just love it. I love when stuff like this happens.
It's great. And so we're gonna do that, and then of course, when hockey season, Huskies roll around again. But you know what? If you are like a high school team that just would like to seek something like this, you want to be in Tecmo Bowl, we'll put you in Tecmo Bowl.
He does it.
So, and mostly I just do it for fun. It's a hobby. But you know what? If a marketing opportunity opens up, I would absolutely look at it, and it's something that we could do. I'm not like an expert at this. There are guys that are way better at this than me. But look what you can do in like 10 minutes, right?
I am telling you, and this is my weekly call out to all of our pro teams around town. Get stuff like this on your big board. Get it on the social medias. Make it happen, because this is how you bring kids into it too. It's something we can all relate to. It's so cool,
kids
man.
love this stuff, right? You put your name in there. Now, we're talking about, you actually could, there are ways to do this. Take this and put it on a real cartridge.
Yeah, man.
So then you could put it like right in an NES
like
system,
saying,
and then you can tweet it and Twitch it and do all that sort of thing. So that's
Tweet it and Twitch it.
there you go.
All this stuff.
There you go. The two T's. So there you go. So we got it. And you know, maybe what we can do is create a little Mario world, but it looks like Saskatoon. Like you can have, you know, maybe you have the Besborough Hotel in the background there. You know what I mean? All kinds of things.
The ideas, every time you come here, the ideas are so crazy. So again, thank you so much.
Oh, 100%.
For doing this and coming by every Thursday. We'll see you again next Thursday.
Absolutely.
He is CTV's Matt Young. Check him out on all the social medias. He does this stuff. Yeah. He's the best in the biz. And we just love and appreciate you so much, brother. Thank you again.
Thank you.
We're in the game. It's like EA Sports.
We're in the game.
That's why we come out here, hey? That's why we do this. Stuff like that. Learning and having fun at the same time. We call that the sweet spot around here. You know what I'm saying? What do you think about that tentatively named Jake, the snake plant? We might have to mute his mic. We might have to mute that plant's mic. You need to understand, this is a family show, Jake the snake plant, okay? Tentatively named. I have to change your name to Mean Snake Plant or something like that. Ridiculous. This is our new plant that's been through a lot. I will say you've been through a lot, so it might be tainted a little bit from all the nonsense you've gone through. But yeah, this plant once went like 9 months without water. Still here. Pretty cool. The great CTV's Matt Young in the house as we continue on this Thursday on your show. Building, coding, actually doing stuff within video games like that is just so cool. I was telling him we're starting once the Twitch is up and rolling, all that stuff, we're going to get way more into video games. We're going to have a video game show with Uncle Brando and I think CTV's Matt Young might be a big part of that as well. As we continue, want to send out some love to our incredible sponsors and advertisers like Nickel Plumbing and Heating. Love those guys. Great people doing great things over there. Aquaman. Love me some Aquaman. Boom! Look at them right on cue as we talk about what they do. There's so many things written down. Like, they do so much stuff. Not just the operation of licensed water treatment facilities in Alberta and Saskatchewan. They also do the underwater drone inspections, which we are huge fans of. Annual and quarterly sampling and monitoring of your water, as well as, I believe this says here, management plans. Something about management plans. Hit up Aquaman. Great people doing great things. As well, I'm going to try to serve one up here. Right about there. If you want to join our party, if you want to become a contributor with us here on your show or on the network, as we also have the One Bad Podcast, which is rolling strong, 3 episodes ready to go, you can head to Phenom. Well, that's the old email. What the heck is that one all about? There it is. How many emails do we have? Head to dufferinave.com. That's not your bad. Nothing bad happened, dude. It's all good. Look at this. And it's real easy to manage. You just head on over there. If you want to become an advertiser, hit the advertiser button. Boom, you can do that. And you're a creator. You want to show. We've got a bunch of people reaching out to us with show ideas that have been a part of shows in the past. They want to bring them back. Let us help you out. That's what we're all about here, is just, we say it all the time, but we do it all the time because it's so important. We aren't looking to get rich. We just want to get comfortable along with our friends. That's all this is. So we can find a budget for you. We can find a pricing for you that will work. Get your stuff on the table. A lot of fun stuff. Because we ain't greedy, man. We aren't like all the other guys that are gonna break your knees to get payments. We don't do that here, and we make sure everything's reasonable. So come on and enjoy the party that is the Dufferin Avenue Media Network. Whew, okay. Now, I know, he's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to have more shows where we don't have guests and just let Jake take over, because like, for as all the bad stuff he says, there's pretty funny stuff in there. It's a pretty funny plan. Like I said, he's seen a lot of things. Thursdays are slowly becoming not just CTV's Matt Young days. They're also becoming Judgment Days. I'm not just talking about T2, which at the Roxy last night with our friend Aaron and his gang at Coliseum Presents. Awesome stuff, as always. Terminator 2, great movie. Judge, my main man, the great Blair Jones stopped by earlier, and we are going to play this incredible conversation for you because it's my guy. It's my dude. I love this man to death. So, Phenom, let's go ahead and roll in interview number 2. It's a squeaky chair. Thursday continues, and we got one of my favorite people in the world right here, right now beside me. His name is the Judge, a.k.a. Blair Jones, my dude from the Rhinos. He's also got all sorts of other awesome stories from an incredible life, dare I say, that you have lived so far, my friend. How you doing?
I'm hanging in there. Yeah, I'm hanging in there.
After I hype you up, that's what you come back with, eh?
Yeah, really revving everyone up.
There he goes. Okay, so if you don't remember, Judge was on our show before, and we had a nice little conversation about wrestling and all the other stuff. I'm sure your lovely partner loves the wrestling talk, right? When we get in here
yes.
and talk AEW. We'll get to that in a little bit. I was wanting to touch on your Moose Jaw Warriors. I did not know that you were an alumni with the Warriors until Coach Mays told us. And I said, well, we got to talk about the run, man. Like, what was it like for you to be in Saskatoon while that's going on? Did you feel like straight heel the whole time? Were you just calling guys out?
So, game 5 here I went to. I took my older boy with me, and he wore my Warrior jersey from when I was a kid,
nice.
Right? So
not even like from when you played there, or when you had one before?
Like when I was a young kid that was a fan.
Crazy.
Yeah, because I had an older cousin that played with him long before that. So he wore that, and then I think that game Saskatoon might have won in overtime, and then they came back for game 7. Then a couple of my cousins who also coincidentally played for Warriors, they brought like 5 fan buses up, but they drove up, and then they had their old jerseys on, and I brought my older boy again, and then they won. So yeah, it was good. And then I went to game 3 in Moose Jaw against Portland, and we had a bit of a group chat from the last year I played there, and we had 10 guys come back. I think 9 or 10 guys come back. One, like our goalie flew in from Halifax.
Oh.
Another guy flew from Winnipeg. Like, yeah, some pretty.
That's that lifelong bond. Yeah. That lifelong bond everyone talks about.
So it was awesome I hadn't seen some of the guys like since. So it was, but it was awesome. We had a lot of laughs, and we posted up, and it was a riot to laugh and see each other. So
did you buy into the whole hottest of hot takes that was probably between the Blades and the Warriors the best series ever of hockey?
Yeah, it was certainly, as far as like the overtime and exciting finishes go, it would definitely be up there. It's just a different game. Like there's 10 total body checks in the entire series.
You guys get that in a shift back in the day.
But it's just a bit of a different game. But it was exciting, obviously, with the games being that close. Every game is coin flip heading into overtime, and a lot of nerves and stuff for the players and the fans, and something to talk about at work and stuff for all the everyone else in the Saskatoon and Moose Jaw. So it was really good, I thought. Everyone in Saskatoon's like, oh, it sucks the Blades lost, but whatever. I was somewhat indifferent, but I wanted Moose Jaw. It's good for the city of Moose Jaw to get that and then get to the Memorial Cup. It was pretty cool to be in Moose Jaw and see the passion and excitement that it brought.
They got
the city.
behind that team. Dude.
Yeah, and the revenue would have gotten the team, which is also really important. I think they had 9 home playoff games, so 9 or 10. So that's a lot. Should be.
It's a lot of cake coming in.
Yeah.
So when you go back as an alumni, do you have all access? Like, do you walk right in the coach's office, like, "Hey, coach, what's up?"
No, we were lucky enough they set us up with hotel rooms and tickets and stuff.
So they invite you. It wasn't like you guys were walking in there like NWO.
We still have, we still have some connections. Know some people that work in the office and their radio guy and stuff. So, we're in contact and said, a number of us are talking about coming back. So they thought that was great.
Yeah, well, that's a team.
Yeah, it was fun.
Man, so I'm just trying to figure out what that experience is like for a guy. Because when you're playing there, your life is so much different now than it was when you were there, right? Because you're pushing and you're going and you're trying to make it. I use air quotes because make it can be many different things for a lot of athletes. But as we all know, not every athlete's as lucky as you to actually, punch a ticket and get in there. Is there any when you're back there all these years later, do you have flashbacks of certain moments, like that big hit you had or that goal you scored or anything like that?
Yeah, you definitely, there's always nostalgia with just, other guys bring up things that you forgot and you're just laughing about stupid things. And it's not even so much a lot of times the games. We had a good year, my final year, and we lost in the league final. So this team, took over as
the furthest.
As the furthest, right? So it was just more like we just had a really tight team, and it was so fun to see you guys. And I actually did an interview for, I think, the WHL website after the first or second period, and like I was okay, but like my one buddy is like cross-eyed effectively, been drinking pretty heavily, and then I talked to him about it like the other day, and he's like, "What was I saying in that thing? It was embarrassing.
Just blacked out."
Didn't even make sense what I was saying, but yeah, it was good.
Man.
And then a lot of the people in the building knew that a lot of alumni were back, and it was good. I still talk to my old billets from there quite often, and so saw them and saw some other old billets, and it's hard to explain maybe, but it was very fun for the 12 hours the guy was in the city for.
When you like, it's so cool to me to be able to talk to guys like you that have gone through all that but are still like easy to talk, like a good bro. Like, I had no idea that you were this big hockey player. You're just my bro playing ball. We're smacking ass and having fun out there. And then as we grow together in our friendship and with the team and all that, I learned about like your run and how successful you were and all the stuff that you did. When you become nostalgic in that way, when you're in that spot that was probably the most important spot when it comes to your hockey career until you make it, do you feel like you are a part of that city now? Like that is you and you are it type of thing? Because I know you said you have all that background before from all your family playing there and stuff too.
So when I got traded there when I was 18, I was pretty excited because I loved playing in Moose Jaw on the road at the old Civic Center at the Crush Can there. And then to go there, and it kind of worked out quite well. Very comfortable, and I've always liked the city of Moose Jaw, and it was. Is
that how you and Usher became best buddies?
No, it's so bizarre. Like, Usher's from Moose Jaw.
He's Mr. Moose Jaw. I call him Mr. Moose Jaw.
He's the same age as me.
Yeah.
And we had like the same circle
sports,
of friends,
same stuff
around the city, and somehow did not know each other. And then he coincidentally played senior hockey in my hometown, and I still didn't know him. And but he knows, it was weird. And then we went on a stag one time, the first year I started playing, and I got to know him. And then we were flying back, and he's sitting in front of me on the plane, and he's like, "Did you play baseball?" And it's like, "Oh, I haven't." And I played slow pitch, but I haven't played like real baseball in like 17 years. A
couple weeks later, you're beating guys in the SMBL.
2 days later, I'm at Stonebridge playing. And then after the game, Maisie and Corey King ran a opposite way lap because they were arguing about who was faster.
That was amazing.
So that was a quick turn of events. But no, and then I've kind of just somehow been playing ever since. So it's been fun.
No, and as a Rhino alumni, we always appreciate you because anytime you can bring in those guys that there's a skill there, but at the same time you're just there to hang out and have fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's for me, that's the perfect rec sports teammate to have, a guy that that can turn it on when you need to, but most of the time you're just shooting the shit and having fun. And I love that.
I can last game I was more than happy to just keep score on the bench for an inning or two.
That's the Gary rule.
Guys get a little bit tired, and I'm just like, you know what, man, I'm in a comfy chair right now. I'm gonna keep this score like you read about. So I was like telling old Mike, I'm like, I'm good here for another inning. He's like, no, you're going in. I'm like,
damn it, old Mike.
Yeah,
so he's such a hard coach.
Yeah, so it's fun though. I don't know. I always look forward to seeing the guys, and when you get the older group of guys out, it's still fun to sit around after the game and
show the kids how you're supposed to properly end a rec sports game.
It's so funny, like some of the younger teams we play against. It's like they get their stuff. I was like, well, see you later, and you're just like, where are you going? Like, it's 8:00. Sit down and socialize.
See, the problem is those young kids, they don't have families waiting at home and angry wives that are going to yell at them, so they still can go out into the world. And
that's true. They probably have something else to do, but not everyone else.
Okay, so I want to talk a little bit, and you're talking about the old Crush Can and logo changes and all of that sort of stuff. Coach did mention to me that you might be a little passionate about talking about how hard it is to come up with a logo for a new franchise, as in, I guess, Utah and their whole journey to find their new logo and mascot and team name and all that. And it's probably going to be, what's it, like the Utah HC for hockey club, because it's like the only thing you're allowed to do now. And keep in mind, there's no politics, no religion here ever. That's why this building stays so happy and humble, because we don't get into all that other hard stuff. But I feel like this will go a little bit into that, a tiny bit. But talk about changing and tradition in sports as far as teams as a whole go.
Yeah, I was so like when like I said, I played Moose. I grew up around, and I still think that their Warrior headdress logo is the best junior jersey in the
amazing.
WHL. I love that jersey.
It's just like the Blackhawks jersey, right?
Yeah, to some degree. You know, it's a little bit different. Like,
Well, yeah.
the Winterhawks is the same as kind of as Blackhawks, but like the Warrior head, I just thought it was awesome, and all the guys, you know, I played with were super proud to wear it, and it was like you know, whether it's Warrior mentality, Warrior spirit, whatever. I don't know how that can be construed as a negative. It just blew my mind when they changed it, and I was pretty mad. I
Well,
made
that's
a
like you said,
pretty
you
good
have
post
that
about it, but and just the people that lived in Moose Jaw and you know grew up with the team, like they're mad about it too, and it's frustrating because like that is such a great great logo, great name, and in no way, shape, or form is it meant to be
not like the other ones
whatever.
that have got canceled out.
You know, like I just thought it was a great logo, and I still think it's a great logo, and I eventually think it will be back. But
then that's the world that we live in now.
Yeah.
Is everyone wants to cancel everything all the time, and we just can't have nice things anymore.
right,
And
yeah, to me, I don't know. And again, like same thing, you know, with Cleveland Indians, a great logo, a great name, like those. I don't know. I still think that's one of the best baseball hats. Like I love that hat.
Yeah.
I had one of those until it basically wore itself out. But yeah, I don't know. I'm flabbergasted on how some people can misconstrue like a team name that a group of guys in a city rallies around and loves going and wears their jersey and the logo out, and how that can be negative. I'm confused.
I feel your passion, because I think a lot of us go through that struggle. And I talked about it on the show yesterday, and it's becoming harder and harder not to be political and not to be religious and all that stuff when you go down these roads.
Yeah.
When you look at the people that just want to shit on everything, they don't care what it is, and then everyone gets so scared because one person's upset that they cater to one person and upset thousands and thousands of people because of it.
Yeah, and the problem lies in, you know, so for instance, like whoever was mad about, we'll just use Moose Jaw as an example, mad about that one. They're not going to be satisfied that they got that one logo. They're moving on to the next thing, the next one. And it's never stopped until you say, hey, I'm not going to swear, but like, hey, no more. No, how about I put you back in a locker where you belong? You know, like, it's just they need to be stood up to. I have no time for that. I think it's,
and I know you're very passionate
because they're
about
not a sports fan anyway. Sports fans aren't, you know, banging the drum saying, oh, this is a problem, we don't like this logo. No, it's like somebody that has way too much time on their hands.
They have a checklist and they
way
just go
too
down.
Much, yes. And busy people that, you know, are busy doing things and happy with themselves don't. Oh, what's that name? Cincinnati Reds. Well, I don't like the color red, so it's time to get rid of that. You know,
it's just Cincinnati now.
Yeah.
That's it. You don't get a name.
But like, as far as the Utah team, like I don't know, I would love if they had like the Utah Outlaws. I think that'd be a pretty wicked jersey where you could get going on the logo.
Full
on.
on,
I think that would
like
be. You can't call them like
feel.
I don't know.
The options that final six they put out, we talked about it a little bit, like the Yetis.
Yeah, that doesn't sound overly
Venom.
intimidating.
Yeah,
you know,
like it's stuff.
Welcome back, your Utah Yetis. It's like I'm gonna
Yeti
leave.
logo.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Look like
head home.
the Yeti from Rudolph. I think there was a Yeti in there. Like, hey guys,
Yeah.
you know. And I guess in a way too, you want to cater to the younger crowd, right? So you probably want to make something that's approachable for a younger fan to be like, oh, I think that's awesome.
But
I want to wear that.
To me, the Outlaws, that's an easy mascot.
Yep.
Easy mascot, and then the logos. I think you can do so much with a.
It's the Western theme.
Yeah, like that's what it is there. I mean, it's a. Have you ever driven through or been to?
I was gonna just ask you, what's
Salt
Utah
Lake,
like?
Oh, it's legit. Like it's a beautiful state. Really nice. If you ever get a chance to drive, you know, through I think it's I-94. Just.
I love how all you guys that had the life. You all know every route through every city
I
from
packed a few
playing
miles
hockey.
on the road.
I feel. Do they still have? Can you buy alcohol there? Do they have alcohol time limits or whatever it is?
That's
Like
a good
the
question.
liquor store.
Every state's different, so I can't. I can say I've never stopped to buy.
I would
beer
assume
there.
that they probably lifted
But
most
you
of
would
that
think
stuff.
that you can get at the gas station or whatever than else. But everyone's different. Like I remember I lived in Pennsylvania and they had a thing on Sundays you couldn't buy alcohol unless you went to like a bar and then bought a case from
the reach arounds are so ridiculous that you got to go through all the hoops.
Yeah.
That's something else I wanted. Like alcohol as a whole is like drinking is dying. I think. Hey, do you notice that at all?
I would say
Not to go too heavy on you.
no,
here.
no. I think it's certainly changing. I think people are always gonna drink because and also you have to remember if you threw yourself in the time machine and went back 20 years, you wouldn't even notice that. Like you'd just because you see the people in your life now that are getting older. And it's like I can't recover anymore. I just feel like crap after it. So people are talking about maybe not drinking or taking a break or whatever. Whereas that really didn't come up in conversation a lot 20 years ago. It's just like where are we going next?
It's something you did.
So I think it's a chapter of your life maybe, but I do think that certainly people are looking at it differently and maybe taking some different options and stuff. But again, like I actually was talking about this with some guys today. Like when I live in Germany, like the beer is so fresh and there's no preservatives in it. So you can pound draft beer, which I wouldn't even think of doing here.
Murder you.
My head would just be in
dead.
a vice.
Yeah. You're done.
So yeah, it's just different. So I do think that certainly I know myself, like I'm basically out.
I haven't had a drink in like over 3 years now.
Oh, good for you.
And it wasn't like nothing big. It was just I like to say I got too good at it.
Yeah.
Like
I
a
hear you.
2-6 of vodka on a Tuesday night. You have
Right.
3 drinks and it's gone, and then you get up and you start again the next day like
Right.
nothing happens. Like, well, that's not normal.
No, I know.
think, and it just it can creep up on you like that. So I just feel like it sort of seems to be the way things are going. Like you don't hear about kids having pit parties anymore. You know what I mean?
No, that everything's changed in that too. For sure, I know like some of my neighbors' kids are that age, grade 12 and whatever, and it's just different. They'll just go to a house, but everything's it's like we'll get an Uber. Like when we were younger, it's like who's driving?
No kidding.
Whether
Spend a half hour out front of a bar waiting for a cab
worse,
that
right?
may or may not show up.
So it's just different. Everything's different. The way you communicate, the way you go about getting out and going. Like everything's just different.
Yeah, that's life.
And I don't think the nightlife will never die because it's a fun part of your life, and you need to get out and mingle and
meet.
And like even I don't know, my Budweiser Zero purchases are outweighing my actual beer purchases.
Dude, the Guinness, the non-alcoholic Guinnesses are like my favorite beer of all time. Like I loved Guinness before. It's the only one of all the non-alcoholic drinks that tastes exactly to a T like what it's supposed to be.
So I'm totally okay with it. And like I took some to hunting camp. Like it's just all my cousins, uncles, and dad stuff. And they're like, "Why'd you bring those?" I'm like, "I don't know." Like because when you stop for a beer, I want to have a beer, but I just like this serves its purpose. And then I get up in the morning and I feel pretty good. So
funny how that works.
Yeah, I'm like, and then so the next time, like they're just like, "Hey, I brought a case too," and it's like,
and it's growing.
Yeah,
I noticed that was sort of a big culture shift when I'd be watching my sports. And normally you see, hey, Budweiser or this or that, and you see all these commercials for these alcoholic drinks. Now it switches to all the non-alcoholics got all the prime time. Like you got like your Corona Suns and you get your
those are pretty good
Bud
too,
Zeros.
actually.
They're all great.
Yeah, they've done a better job with that. Like before, I think it's just like, hey, you've been drinking too much. Drink this case of sawdust Old Milwaukee. Try and jar that. No.
What was the one that we all it was the only non-alcoholic beer?
I swear there was Old Milwaukee non-alcoholics in the gas station in my town when I was growing up.
I bet you that would be it. O'Doul's.
O'Doul's.
O'Doul's is the only one. Here we go. Give me an O'Doul's story.
So we were at a golf tournament in my hometown. It was about 10 years ago, and my buddy's riding in my cart, and we're stopped and we're hitting our shot or whatever, and I'm like, hey Russ, you want a beer? We're like on the, you do 9 holes, but we do it twice. We're on the back 9, we call it. And he goes, no, man, I've been crushing these O'Doul's all day. I don't even have a buzz. I'm like, Russ, those are non-alcoholic beer. And he's like, what? And he's like, oh my God. He's on like number 8. And I'm like, yeah, well, whatever. And then
Was he wondering why I was playing so well?
well, he was just
Or he was
flabbergasted. And
horrible.
yeah, but I thought that was funny. O'Douls, yeah.
Oh, Duels will creep on you. Hanging out with my man, the judge here, Blair Jones, Rhino, and great human being. So I told you earlier, I threw out my back.
Yep.
And I don't know how. I just woke up, it got a little more sore, and then a little more sore, and then I couldn't walk for 2 days. Do you have any tips for lower back pain or anything I can do to work this thing out?
Yes, but it's a matter of
No, don't say it.
doing it.
Don't say that.
And it
Just give me
doesn't
a
even
pill
have.
or something.
Yeah, I know. That's unfortunately there's no
Ooh.
magic pill.
Funny
it's
how that's
a lot of
works with
tedious work sometimes, but it's all stuff that you can do. That's not your heart rate's not going through the roof. But yeah, just
Can I do anything sitting here right now for my lower back? Do you have any moves?
pretty close. You definitely could be pretty close.
What would I do?
You'd almost like if you had a volleyball or a basketball or something, and you could just stand in a slightly staggered stance and slowly just rotate to the side, very slow, and then
use
do
my
20
coffee
times, and then by the 20th you should be a little bit further on, and then you do that on
Does
the
it
other
matter
side.
which direction I go?
Well, if you have like your feet staggered, you would turn. You can go either way, but it's just it's just getting.
What if I go? What if I go around the world?
Around the world could
All
land
right.
you back in the
Okay, so don't go all the
in
way.
the wrapper.
I love the terminology.
It would, yeah. There's just a lot of tedious stuff.
Okay,
but
so it's just
it
all
takes
about
some
mobility,
time.
right?
And honestly, this is gonna sound pathetic, but like I brace myself on. I don't bend over to pick up anything without having my hand on the table, my knees, because that's how I hurt my back. It's not working out lifting heavy weight. It'll be like tying my shoe.
That must have been what I did, something like that, yeah.
Always something silly or putting together
Dumbest.
something, and I'm in a weird spot for a second. I go to get up, I'm like, oh no, but it's never.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So I'm just very cautious now. So
Okay, yeah, because when I get up off the couch, I have to roll over and then push from here.
Yeah.
I have a little table in my living room that's actually a space heater.
Yep.
And it doubles as a table, even though it's 26 degrees in my house. I
Yeah.
don't turn the heater on. This is the life I lead. And so I go one hand here, roll over, other hand up on here, and then push myself up to sitting. And then once I'm sitting, I just scream really loud and I get up.
yeah, that's how you do it.
Just, ah,
Yeah.
And I just
The
go off.
old man noises just start coming in.
You think, but as a guy, like you're a pro athlete. Like I'm a radio guy. I got the softest hands in the world because I had this radio soft life. You'd think I wouldn't have any issues because I'm not doing anything, but it's the sitting, right?
It
I've been
is.
sitting my
Sitting-
whole life,
sitting
and it's
kills
the
a guy.
worst. It's like sugar, man.
Yeah,
It's just killing me.
It'll kill a guy, no doubt.
Okay, so we solved that. I can do some moves here. One more before we let you go. AEW Dynamite was on last night. I know you're my wrestling guy. Where do we stand on the wrestling scene as a whole? I haven't watched pretty much any Raw or SmackDown
No,
lately.
I haven't.
I know you're in the same boat there, but when it comes to Dynamite, Swerve, he's swerving when he's driving, man. He's winning people over.
Yeah, I actually watched the first probably 20 minutes or so last night, and then I fell asleep.
Again,
But,
old guys, that's what happens.
yeah, I'll watch the rest of it later tonight, maybe. But yeah, like he does a great job. I don't know. I think he's really good, and I think the match that he'll have with Ospreay will.
Yeah.
be
Okay.
pretty.
Here's the hot take. So everyone's talking now more than ever. The indie style of wrestling that Will Ospreay is very fluent in, and sort of most of AEW, what it was built on, with all that high flying and stuff, all the stuff that Jim Cornette just hates.
Yeah.
What's your stance on the Will Ospreays of the world?
Well, I think Ospreay does. I think he's unbelievable, but
It's
I think he
insane
does
the stuff he does.
I think he does a better job of using it at the right time, whereas other guys are just like 9 moves in a row, and then the crowd's like, oh,
What
great,
just happened?
You know,
Yeah.
instead of like doing it.
Tell a story.
Like him and like Kenny Omega's match last year was like. Good luck going on after that one. I think like Bryan Danielson and Okada had to go on after it, and they were
And those are some pretty good
probably
names,
like,
too.
oh boy, how do we follow that?
Thanks a lot, fellas.
They should like Ospreay or Omega should always be on last. Like you can't. I don't know.
Well, you can't follow it because they do stuff no one else can do.
No,
And it's what, in case you're wondering what we're talking about, with AEW, they take this, it's a different sort of style of wrestling where it's way more high flying and all these moves that happen extremely fast. And one of the biggest takeaways is they don't tell stories as much as they just do all this incredible stuff, but they also don't sell a lot of the moves that are being done. If you're not selling moves and the moves lose their like luster or their, their sexiness, and it's sort of it's a cycle of how do you keep that together, and it's incredibly fun to watch if you're like a guy like me.
Yeah, like I think that the guys that are the best, they don't need to do that. They can do it one or two things that maybe are looking for a bit of a crowd pop, and then everything else is just your basic wrestling. Like MJF winning a match with a
he's back.
Takeover,
you said
whatever,
you watched. You saw him come out there yesterday.
Yeah, I watched last week too.
What do you?
I didn't
what
see him
thinking?
come out yesterday. I got to watch the rest of what happened last night. But no, he always does a good job. I don't know. He'll find a way to get over. And
it
doesn't matter if he's insulting the crowd
how
or
it works. Yeah, because he'll come out and he'll look you right in the eye, curse you out, tell you you're the fattest, ugliest piece of garbage ever, but you're my fattest, ugliest piece of garbage, and he just instantly connects with people. And when you're so over, like they say, again using the quotes, and like super popular, it doesn't matter if you're a good guy or a bad guy, and that's sort of the level he's at now. He's like both at the same time.
Yeah, and yeah, he'll be making a lot of dough there for sure.
He's locked in.
He hit a pretty good jackpot. They couldn't afford to lose him, I think, and he probably got what he wanted. So it's good for the company. Like once they get everybody back healthy,
it's good for wrestling, right?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, it's always
they'll
nice
just
to have
go and get
competing.
misused and dialed down 10 notches in WWE anyway. So
that'll be the next one. That's sort of what it's become now. Is guys go around the world, they build up their name, doing all this awesome stuff, then they go to WWE and they don't have to do anything.
And they change their name.
Take a paycheck. They change their name, change their gimmick, change everything, and no one even knows who they are.
Yeah.
WWE.
Yeah, I don't know, but I enjoy like I said last time, my 2 hours of mindless TVing. That's about all I watch for.
That's all you need,
regular
man.
Programming,
That's
so
all you need.
Makes a guy laugh from time to time and gets to see some pretty cool things.
We say it's the grown-up male soap opera, man.
It is, yeah,
That's
and even just like crowd reaction, like Christian, his crowd work, his I don't know. That's like it's like he's just talking, and you're getting the emotion and. Results you want.
He's incredible because he's basically doing one of the few guys that's doing basically the same thing that he's been doing the whole way.
Yeah.
And it's still getting over. Like Nick Wayne. What's your thoughts on Nick Wayne, real quick?
Yeah, like they got him working with him, so which is good. So they're learning. But I think
his mom, Nick Wayne's mom, they debuted here at the show we were at.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, Nick Wayne's first match was in Saskatoon, and his mom was with him as well. And she's sort of the gimmick that Christian does is he's like what is he called, the dad killer, or he's the patriarch. He's the dad of everyone, and he's like adopted Nick Wayne, saying he's his dad, and he talks about like killing other guys' dads. Like it sounds really extreme when you say it out loud here, but within the context of the show, it makes sense. And he's just getting over again, doing the same thing. And now this Nick Wayne kid, when he debuted, I was so upset. Like, I don't know who this guy is. I don't want anything to do with this. And then all this Nick Wayne kid keeps doing, because of Christian, is getting better and better every day. And now I'm like, find myself like enjoying what he's doing. Yeah.
And doing heel stuff, and his facial expressions are
so
what
good.
they should be.
It's great stuff.
It is, yeah. And for the shape that Christian's in, being whatever he is, 50 years old, is like,
that's something else.
And he wears a turtleneck.
Exclusive
on purpose
all the time.
It's a hilarious gimmick.
He was talking to Edge and he was like, man, what should I wear that'll piss people off the most? And he decided on a turtleneck. So that was like his outfit, pretty funny because it pisses you off. Like,
I think it's pretty funny.
So in his turtleneck.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good.
Oh, you think I could pull off a turtleneck?
Maybe you should start exclusively doing this show in a turtleneck.
Like
Zach Galifianakis doing the Between the Ferns or whatever. Wearing
I got one. I got my snake plant inside.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
Coach Mazer wanted to name it Jake.
Yeah, that sounds
Jake
about
the
right.
snake plant.
Does he not have a kid named Jake?
Jacoby.
Yeah,
the same
pretty
thing.
much.
I should hope he's not trying to name the plant after his kid. That'd be pretty selfish. Yeah. Coach, we'll have to ask him about that.
Yeah, but I thought Armaze was going to be here when he was talking. I told him I'd be here around 2:30.
He's the best producer I've ever met in my life. Like, he produces content, he produces technically by doing stuff around here, and he's lining up guests all the time. He's giving me stuff to talk about. Like, it's the coolest thing in the world to have someone do that, because I did that for many, many years with the Green Zone over at the old place.
Yeah.
And so I know how hard it is to, like, routinely, like, you'll appreciate this. I talked to my man Drew Remenda, the best in the biz, and he'd be like, all right, let's see if we can get someone here on this. Like, okay, so you send out emails, you make phone calls, and you try to get like the color guy from, Nashville or one of these guys and get him on. And you spend most of your day just making calls and trying to get people on there. And it's such a frustrating job, because you could have like 10 messages out there 2 minutes before the show, have no one respond, and go into a show blind, and then have 8 people get back to you like, yeah, anything, I'll get on right now. So then, like, it's just the way it all moves. So to have someone do that instead of me is very nice.
Yeah, no kidding.
And he's so good at it.
No, he is. But it was funny the other night. He's like, "You're still good." I'm like, "The game just ended, Armaze. I'm just sat down on the
He
bench."
was so pumped to get you in for the Dude
I
podcast. And we
will
did
do
say,
it,
well, yeah,
just-
no, we're gonna have a rotation of hosts. So you're one of the rotating hosts, which is what how it's gonna be. Just
I
so
was
you know.
like, I was gassed. I'm like,
But yeah, you
I'm
played
not.
baseball, man.
Yeah, I
And
was
you
a
had to
long
do your
day.
post game, like we just talked about,
Yeah.
the importance of sitting around with the boys and
Solved
you know
a few
yeah.
problems and yeah.
Exactly. So
No, it was good.
So we look very forward to that. His name is Blair Jones. He is the judge. He is a Rhino superstar, and he hangs out with us whenever he can. This is the second Thursday. Maybe Thursday might become your special
Could
day
do
here.
it for quite a few Thursdays.
Okay, well, that's where we'll start, and we'll grow from there. Thank you so much, brother, for giving us some time. Always
You got
appreciate it. You take care and say hi to the family for all of us, okay?
You betcha.
Love that dude. And just like that, court is adjourned. The great judge in the house, my man Blair Jones, stopping by. Hopefully it's going to be a little more regularly. He's going to be one of our rotating hosts when we bring back Dude Podcast, which we've got a bunch of cool stuff coming along with that. So, yeah. I don't know how many more judge puns we can use. I thought court is adjourned was a pretty good one. But either way, anytime he stops by, you know it is a very good day. I had another good judge pun. I forgot it, as it tends to go. This is your show, the Thursday edition, as we wind down another incredible show. I do want to say a very special happy birthday. Happiest of birthdays to my main man, Boontes. I know you're watching out in Calgary. I love you, buddy. Hope the birthday is fantastic. Make sure Katie, another member of our amazing Dufferin Avenue Media Network family, wishes you a happy birthday. Yeah, Boone's Dalsey's younger brother. So we love you and appreciate you, and we will be in touch sooner rather than later, I believe. I, again, hope you get spoiled rotten on this. I guess you'd be, like 41 now. Ooh, gross. Wait till you're 42 and you hurt your back 3 days ago and you still can't walk. And the best part is you didn't do anything to break your back. There was no Bane moment. There was no back cracking in a sewer like in the movie with Batman. Just waking up, moving around, and then you can't walk. And you don't think about the importance of your lower back until she goes on you. And then, oh boy, you realize every single move you make goes through your lower back. Something to think about. So happy birthday to Boontes. And I believe that leaves only one thing left to do here. Maybe we should talk to Jake one more time. You want to say bye to Jake? What do you think? Pretty good debut. If you know him, I feel like Jake did all right today. So you had a couple times we had to reel him in. Still getting used to the whole no politics, no religion thing, but you're doing good, Jake. You might have another spot here next time we ride solo. So thank you to you for joining us on this edition. Let's get the fingers out here, Phenom, and let's play our way home. As we call it, another episode. Man, oh man. What is this, like 48 episodes? Do we know? Was there a count? Like 47 or 48? 48 episodes. Wow. You know, I sat down with the boys not too long ago when we were hashing this whole thing out. And Von Trask, the great Von Trask from 911 Turbo, who did the your show for us on your show here. He said, dude, like, hold on. You're going to do 1 hour of live show every day? I was like, yeah, why not? Like, I used to do 4 hours over the other place. It's like, yeah, it's a little bit different. And looking back on all the episodes we've done already, he was right. It is a lot. I didn't think it'd be that much. But then you produce it, you put together, you build a studio, you got all these things, you're bringing people in. Pretty proud to say we've done this many episodes and looking forward to many, many more. And we couldn't do it without you, so thank you for joining us and watching and listening. My man Adam, my mailman Adam was here today dropping off. Every time he stops by, we always chat for a bit. Last time he was here, I was sick as a dog, and I felt bad, so I had to leave. And today I walked up. I could barely get a robe on. I was the classic old guy in a robe with like nothing else. It was so funny. I was like, Adam, just so you know, I have to go. Thank you for the package. I threw out my back. He's like, man, what is it with you? So eventually we're going to get him in here, and we're going to talk about how we can help letter carriers better, as letter carriers bring us everything now, which is what we're learning. Dropped off a bunch of real nice treats. So thank you to my man Adam. I love you, buddy. They listen to the audio podcast. You can get it anywhere you find your audio podcastings. So to him, thank you. To our guest today, the great CTV's Matt Young came in as well. You can go back to Jake. To Jake, great job today, buddy. You know, I always thought I was going a little bit crazy, but now I feel like I'm full-blown crazy. That's got to be a good thing. To the great judge, Blair Jones, Rhino Hall of Famer. as well. He played some hockey too. We talked about his Moose Jaw Warrior days and what it was like to be in Saskatoon when it was Warriors Blades. It's really cool stuff. Love getting insight from a man, the judge. So very excited for that. We'll be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Hey, Wendy Brooks Media, hit her up if you hate social media like I do. She makes it all just go away. You don't have to worry about it. It's fantastic. She might be here tomorrow. We're going to have Hardcore in the house. Uncle Brando's going to be here. Network Ryan's going to be here. And maybe some other surprises. We'll see you then. Have a great rest of your Thursday.